full of liquor, then we dive in it. Pull him to the side, let me slide in it.
Hefferloo Productions present. All right. I know you're gonna cut all that out, so that's why I keep doing that.
What if I don't one time, and then you just...
I dare you.
Ah, well.
You ain't bold enough to do it. I dare you. SmackDown for November 22nd starts with the show. Starts with the Bloodline 2.0 with Bronson Reed. They open the show to cut a promo, basically for them to tell Roman to come out and surrender and bow down to them. We go from there to the first match: Bianca Belair versus Chelsea Green versus Blair Davenport in a tournament for the U.S. Women's Championship new belt. And that was actually won by Chelsea Green, only because Bianca was distracted from the video that showed that her girl, Jade Cargill, was jumped during the match. So she left, and that left Chelsea to meet Blair Davenport, I believe. Anywho, the next match, LA Knight versus Santos Escobar. Again. What is this, the 17th time?
I don't know.
Well, anyway, it was for the belt, but that don't matter because, LA Knight won. But then he was attacked by Shinsuke Nakamura. Again, he attacked him the week before, after the match, I should say. Let's see, and then Cody Rhodes called out Kevin Owens, and he came out of the audience. And of course, they fussed and fought and fight and did their little verbal cardio to help sell the pay-per-view. Next match, Naomi and Bayley versus Candice LeRae and Tiffany Stratton in a tag team match, which was pretty much a DQ, but actually Bayley and Naomi won because Nia Jax came out and she pretty much leveled the floor with everyone, but in true fashion, it brought out all the rest of the people that they're involved with in their match and war games, which ended with Rhea Ripley coming out last for the biggest pop of the evening. That all basically just sold the show. Next match, Montez Ford versus Tommaso Ciampa, which was a great match. On the technical tip, both of them are, Tommaso was always great, and Montez Ford, but he had always been a team player with his tag team partner, but he stands out as a solo, and this just helped to remind everybody of how great a singles competitor he is. Him and Tommaso, actually. Tommaso doesn't need to be in that tag team, that DIY. He needs to stick true to his character as a badass and just go with that. Both of them need to just, from now on, just go with the singles route.
That's hard.
This match proved it. Huh?
That's hard. Montez has been trying to do that since last year. Because if you watch the show with him and Bianca, he talks about he wants to do singles, but he doesn't want to leave his tag team partner, which is holding him back from doing that. Because you very well have the power to do it.
True. And I think this is probably point for him, a feather in his cap, as it is. He needs to start exploring that, and if they were smart, they would start
pushing
utilizing him in that position. Although I'd hate to see them broke up, just like how most people would hate to see the New Day broke up.
They don't have to break up.
The New Day has had a long run, but this is something that'll just spark their, just give new life to their situation.
They don't have to break up. They can just still be together, but like do separate matches more than once in a while. Because Montez has that power behind him. Like,
exactly. Yep.
You remember last year or the year before, they were in like the cage match and he climbed up there and fell on everybody. That's
yeah.
That's that type of like brainwave nobody else has like thought of doing. We need more of him doing stuff like this. Just going out there and pushing your raw power. Because we know you have it.
Yep. Anyway, after that match, the end of the night was the Bloodline 2.0. They come back out. Also, the original Bloodline, the OTC, plus DOG, they come out to face each other. And then they had an unexpected visitor in Paul Heyman, who came out and told them the math wasn't mathing. 5 against 4, it don't seem right. So he brought CM Punk out, evened the show up, and that's how the evening ended for SmackDown. Now, Raw, November 25th, Gunther opens the show along with Damian Priest. They talk shit to each other, and then Gunther attacks Damian, but Damian rallies back, and he puts Gunther to the announcer table to let him know that he ain't playing. First match was the LWO versus American Made. And for me, the LWO pretty much now is just a scapegoat. Nah, wait a minute, I take that back. They're the jabronis. They're the jabronis of the of the WWE. American Made won that match. Actually, the Creed brothers. And the Creed brothers are very good, so this might have just been a push for the Creed brothers, but LWO takes on too many flatbackers right now. They sit up and look at the lights in the ceiling. Too much for my opinion. Next match, Braun Breaker, my bad, versus Ludwig Kaiser, which I really looked forward to seeing, but ended up being a DQ because Sheamus came out and attacked Ludwig because of some shit that didn't happen a couple of weeks earlier, which should have, which I understand. But because of that, it ends up being a 3-way triple threat match, I'm quite sure, for the Intercontinental Championship Survivor Series. And that's what, Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next match was the Judgment Day versus the War Raiders for the U.S. Tag Team Championship. Judgment Day won that. Next match, New Day versus the Alpha Academy. And oddly enough, Alpha Academy won that match with Tozawa getting the pin. Phenomenal. And it was a legal, real pin at that. It wasn't a bullshit pin. He legitimately pinned him. And, oh.
It was a really quick match.
Yeah. And that was because of your boy.
Don't say my boy.
Yeah, that's your boy.
I don't side with any of them.
Your boy.
If anything, I side with Alpha Academy more because I really like Otis and them because they're really fun.
Oh, so you're saying that you already gave up on New Day?
I never gave up on the New Day. It's just I like Kofi, and then Xavier Woods just annoys me, and then Biggie gone, so I'm just like, okay.
Let's see. After that match, the final match of the evening was Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax, and I think that was the positioning of who would take the upper hand in the Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
And Bianca Belair won that one, and that's it.
Yes. Okay. Since we're on the New Day, what do you think's gonna happen at their 10-year reunion on Monday?
Oh, you know, because they made it so fucking obvious.
I know they're gonna break
that,
up.
Biggie was gonna be there, like, and that's supposed to be a red herring, like, oh, maybe it'll be all right. No, it's still gonna explode. There's gonna be a breakup, and fuck, they might even beat up. They might even beat up Biggie again, just in the aftermath.
Biggie, no. Okay.
Although he'll be okay by the time that the next pay-per-view comes, because he's one of the
Announcers.
opening show announcers. Yeah, he'll be okay by then.
He does pretty good, actually.
Before that, oh yeah, well he always was good with the enunciation and shit. You would be surprised back in the day when wrestlers would try to travel over into the announcement section and how they would have the thick tongue and their enunciation and all that stuff was so bad. The only thing that carried some of them was the fact that they had such a big, boisterous character. That's all that people wanted to hear on the mic. But you also have to be able to speak and convey information when need be.
True.
A lot of them couldn't do that. But he's one of the ones who can do that at the drop of a hat. So that's cool. I'm glad of that. There are a bunch of them that can do that, actually.
But okay.
Make that transition. That's what I mean to say.
I'm so
Go
sorry.
ahead. I'm sorry.
The Judgment Day, Finn seems unhinged. Like, he seems like he's going off the deep end more and more.
Who in the Judgment Day?
Finn Balor.
Oh, Finn. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It feels like he's about to go off the deep end again, trying to keep Damian from winning that thing. But, like, I genuinely could see it where Finn is going to ruin this chance for Damian, but I genuinely think Damian deserves to take this back. But it's so hard for me to say because, like, they're setting it up for Gunther to lose, but also Finn is also a playing factor here. You know
what? I'm not quite sure because that might be the fake out.
It very well could be a fake out, but it's like that's the thing that gets me because, like, I'm trying to think ahead and I can't, which is, like, really good on their part because normally I'm able to do that.
But I can tell you one thing, he might be so concentrated on that, they may lose their tag team belts.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
That would be wild. That might be wild because he wasn't focused.
He very well could lose his belt because of this.
Yes.
And speaking of losing a belt, what's her name could also lose her belt.
Excuse me, let me interject. He might cause Damian to lose his opportunity, but Damian might come back and then cause them to lose their belts. I predict that's what's going to happen.
Oh, I'm thinking they might end up having a tag team thing that they have to, like, compete with, and then they lose their belts because, yeah, Finn is focused on Damian way too much. Who's your wrestler of the week?
couple for a different couple reasons, but I remember you're a stickler for WWE. My wrestlers from AEW and stuff.
I'm not a stickler. It's just this podcast is about whatever. So it's like you can say a random wrestler.
You say whatever, but basically this is I love the Bloodline podcast.
How dare
I know that that's what this is. So the Bloodline and everybody around them. So I gotta stick with this. So
you don't if you don't want to.
All right. Well, my wrestler of the week is the original Sheik. He's been dead now for about 20, 30 years. But he's my wrestler of the week.
Okay.
You know I'm joking.
I'm hoping you are, because I'm like, he didn't do anything that's that like outstanding this week.
He came back from the grave. That's powerful enough. He could get the belt back. Damn it.
Oh no.
But now, my wrestler is Shinsuke Nakamura for coming back. And I hope he gets that. As much as I love LA Knight, yes, LA Knight is a retread of about 3 or 4 different wrestlers rolled together.
Oh, obviously. LA Knight is great, but it's like...
No matter how entertaining he is, fuck that. I want Shinsuke Nakamura to take that belt.
I was thinking Sheamus. Sheamus was really good. And it's like the power Sheamus brings to like his wrestling. He uses his big stature, and I quite appreciate that.
Okay.
Fight me.
He didn't have a few belts though, but Shinsuke ain't had enough. I want Shinsuke to have another title run.
Oh, I'm not talking about belts. I'm just talking about like I appreciate him for this week, cause coming out and taking his chance to get that title, I'm like, oh, okay. He knows he hasn't been in the spotlight in a minute, and he's like, I'm coming for it. So I appreciate that. I appreciate when the wrestlers come out knowing they haven't had what they deserve in a minute, and they want it. I appreciate that. Like with Bronson Reed. He knows he hasn't gotten the chances he needed, and he's coming for it, and I respect that.
We finally agree on something.
How dare you? The Bloodline having CM Punk, that's weird to me.
Yeah, me too. But I bet you this is some sort of not convoluted, but complicated thing that's gonna happen.
Yeah, but like now that I think about
it, what's his name, the wise man?
Yeah.
And I hope it's gonna be something delicious.
Cause like now that I think about it, see, before the wise man got knocked out for a minute, CM Punk was like, "Hey, I can get you out," and then Paul just got knocked. So I appreciate that callback and all that, but it's like,
but you know what? I'd be delighted if Brock Lesnar would come out there too.
Brock
Because him
Lesnar.
and him and CM Punk are both Paul Heyman guys. They come out there and disrupt this shit, I would die.
Isn't he still in legal trouble?
Huh?
Isn't he still in legal trouble? That's why he hasn't been on the show in a minute?
Oh, no. That's been cleaned up. Because he actually was never actually in any trouble. His name wasn't on anything. But I'm quite sure they advised him to just stay low for now. We're going to bring you back when we can use you for the biggest pop. And this is one of them biggest pops if he come out.
Yeah.
And clean house for Roman Reigns. And he only do it for the fact that
Paul
asked him to do that.
Yeah, but it's also like, what would happen at the end of the day when all of this is said and done and the bloodline stuff is gone? Because you gotta remember, Roman is still hated by most of the locker room. So we're just like, where do we go from this? Because like, I genuinely respect it, but what does Roman's story look like after this? Because I already know most likely Jay is gonna go back to being Jay Uso, biggest star yee everywhere, and then most likely gonna push Sami Zayn to whatever he's doing. Solo's bloodline to like getting into more feuds with other people, and Jimmy.
But you still also got to remember that two of them are on the other show. So after this thing is done with, they're on different shows. So they still have this draft coming up as they do at the end of every year. Now, the politics being what it is, they might end up being on one show so they can stick together as a team.
I would respect that, but I don't want that.
You would start wanting to wonder what they're gonna do.
I respect it.
But
I don't
Sammy
want it.
and Jay are on one show, and Roman and Jimmy is on another. CM Punk is on the same show as Jay and Roman. I think he's on SmackDown, I believe.
He's on Raw.
No, really?
Yeah.
I could have swore he was on Thursdays, but he's on Mondays. Okay. Well, anyway, it proves my point that the team is pretty much still segregated by two different shows. Now, once they have this draft coming up after Survivor Series, political pull, like I said, will maybe put them all together or disintegrate it and separate them some more.
Yeah, but they also might keep this going until next year WrestleMania because of The Rock. Because I know everybody's pushing for like a Roman Rock fight.
Yeah.
Which would be like big, but like.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, that was my thing. I was just like, it would be big, but just like, eh.
Okay, well, seeing that they have stepped on their own rules and blending people from two different shows when they weren't supposed to anyway, they will probably continue to do that all the way up until WrestleMania.
Yeah. So this feud will probably keep going until WrestleMania, which is like, it might get very boring. It probably will get incredibly boring.
It won't matter what wrestler is on what show. They still would get thrown together for the pay-per-view.
Bianca Belair and the girls, because we're going to end with the girls. I'm really counting on for them to pick Bayley because, Jade is out. But, like, I don't really like Bayley. Bayley has pretty good fighting style, but, like, her being here is just annoying because she's so happy-go-lucky and everything, and I can't.
I'm laughing because I don't like Bayley because I think she has a BBL.
What?
It don't look real. Everybody always talk about how nice a booty she has. I don't think it's real.
I mean, half of the girls in the locker room.
She wears what she wears. If she wore some shit that everybody else wear to show it off, now she always wear long shorts and long tights. That's because she knows her butt is not in proportion with her thighs, and that's why people wear that shit. And so I can't trust her.
No body shaming, Father. But
that's why I don't think she's gonna turn on them because she's not real.
Because she is a BBL.
Yep.
If that's the case, half the girls
gonna turn on somebody. She's gonna turn on Naomi.
If that's the case, half the girls have plastic lip surgery. They lips look weird, but
yeah, but they don't use their lips in wrestling, do they?
No, but they do hit their heads.
They don't kiss nobody. But she used her booty, and it's a fake booty. So I don't think she's gonna turn on Naomi.
Oh, wait a minute.
Words.
When you say that, okay, I'm gonna have to go back to the bloodline a little bit too, because for the bloodline, I am so thinking Jay, because, okay, I'm so sorry. This genuinely got me. Paul Heyman looked at either Jay or Jimmy and winked at him. I don't remember which one it was, but he winked at one of them.
And if you really want to be paranoid, look at the colors he wears. Those are the same colors that Sokoa wears.
So for all we know,
people have stated that, and they said he might secretly be with Sokoa.
he very well could be. And for all we know, Jimmy or Jay could switch up. And I'd be so mad if Jay did it. I expect Jimmy to do it, but not Jay, and I would be so mad.
We will see.
Okay, back to the women. I feel like I don't think Rhea is going to switch up on the girls, cuz you know Rhea is just about her own thing about getting what's her face. But I feel like for the girls, the main contenders to switch up on the girls side is either Tiffy or what is her name? She has the red hair with the black streaks.
Oh, Chelsea Green.
I don't think Chelsea Green is in this. Chelsea isn't in this.
Candice LeRae, Tiffany Stratton.
No, I'm talking about on Rhea's side.
Oh, Rhea. Oh, you're talking about the good guys.
It very well could be a switch up with
Mia Shin.
yeah.
Shin.
I very well could see
Or
Misha.
Io Sky, or you talking about one of them?
Yeah, I could see Io Sky switching up because they didn't let Misha in. And she's like really mad about that, but she's playing it cool, and she could very much switch up about that.
Well, make a note of that, and we will see Saturday.
Okay.